here on Show Extreme. Still to come tonight, championship boxing over on ShowTime. 2 championship fights, one in the bantamweight division, one in the super bantamweight division. Should be a big night of boxing. Gus Allen, Antonio will be with you on ShowTime at 9:30. Here we go, round 1. Andrade in the green trunks and Bryant in the blue.
And I'm very curious to see how Bryant is going to approach the early rounds.
Well, he came there with a pretty quick and solid right hand. One thing about Bryant, he comes in here pretty cold. He hasn't broken a sweat. There's a left hand by Bryant. Left the body by Bryant.
And when you look at Bryant's body, Barry, he fights exactly the way you'd think he would with that body.
That's a solid right hand by Bryant.
He fights like he wants to knock down a building, not an opponent.
He does, and he's got a body that could.
Yeah.
Although that doesn't always win fights, I've come to find out. Good first round, great body shot with the right hand by Bryant.
Hitting Andrade is never the problem.
No, that's right.
Discouraging him is the problem.
And as we said, I mean, it's going to be interesting if, in fact, this fight gets into the deep water, how Bryant reacts. Never past 6 rounds.
Well, so far he's taken the right approach. He doesn't seem to be in a rush.
Well, he throws every punch with intent. Big body shot again. Very effective first round so far for Rowland Bryant.
Right.
One thing about Andrade, he'll be in his face. He'll be in Bryant's face the whole fight.
Andrade, of course, a veteran. He's been in a lot of long fights. Patient, going to be patient. There's a left hand by Andrade slipped in. A little uppercut slipped in, and he takes a right hand from Bryant. Combination from Bryant. That straight a little low. Another good right hand of the body by Bryant.
You can tell already you're not going to see a lot of combinations from Bryant.
No.
It's going to be one big shot, then rest, then another big shot.
Andrade, though, toward the end of this round, started to find his range a little bit.
Step back.
As we said before, you know what you're getting with Librado Andrade. He's not fast. He's got a heck of a chin. The only guy to ever dent that chin really was Butte. He's physically strong, rangy, and he'll fight you inside.
Let him go. Let him go.
Andrade clearly is going to be the busier of the two. Good right hand again from Bryant. Bryant has had an effective first round. Clearly the heavier puncher. And Andrade apparently is cut over the left eye at his back to us. So, and it is a cut over the left eye, and it does seem to be bothering him. We'll try to take a look at it here, and that's a pretty sizable cut, and a cut that could get blood into the eye. Here are the keys.
You know, the key right now is to deal with that cut. Otherwise, for Andrade, don't square up. Andrade's punches will be heavier and have more leverage if he keeps in his stance. No backward steps. Andrade's an offensive fighter. He should try to get inside and stay inside. And remember the jab. Andrade has the reach of a heavyweight, but he forgets to use that punch.
Well, you have to think now, how is he going to fight this second round? Because a cut like that usually could take more than 1 round to clear up. How about Bryant? Let's talk about his keys.
Well, don't load up for Bryant. He often throws his punches from the parking lot. That won't work against a veteran, at least not for 10 rounds. Stay patient. 8 of Bryant's 10 KO wins have come in the first round. For him to win, this fight will have to go longer. And move laterally. Andrade's a face-first banger. We saw that. Sidestepping a bit for Bryant would be wise and effective.
So here we go, second round, and now the wild card, of course, is the cut over the eye of Andrade, and it's a pretty nasty cut.
He's been cut before, but for a fighter who takes as many shots as he does, it hasn't really been that big a problem.
There was a right hand by Bryant right on that eye. Bryant is being patient, as you indicated, was one of the keys for him. Andrade just kind of stalking Bryant.
Yeah, a cut like that could affect the strategy, the style of a lot of fighters, not Andrade.
Nice combination again, right to the head, left to the body by Bryant.
Let him go, let him go. Break! Step back. Let him go.
I know Bryant's punches are one at a time, but I'll tell you, he's punching like a light heavyweight.
Yes.
To the naked eye, and the sound that his punches are making. Not punching like a puffed up super middleweight.
No, no, heavy-handed. Said he fights like Mike Tyson, and I can only tell you, and you too, we've both done a lot of Mike Tyson's fights, and I always equated Mike Tyson's punches in our headsets. They sounded like a watermelon being dropped off a building. And Bryant has a little of that. I'm not trying to tell you he's Mike Tyson, but you can hear his punches.
Now the challenge for him, looking at this fight long term, the cut notwithstanding, is can he punch like that for 10 rounds if he has to? As you said, he's never done it.
And that's a question that I'm sure he doesn't have the answer to. Left hand, big left hand.
Didn't faze Andrade in the least.
Andrade can really frustrate you, I would think. Andrade did get there with a right hand of his own.
Well, in a way, he's not all that different from like an Antonio Margarito in that he's kind of slow, rangy. He'll fight you on the inside, but he's going to beat you with his will as much as his skill, because he's just going to take your punches and keep coming at you. And after a while, you get sick of seeing the guy in your face.
Pick him up, pick him up, pick him
The
up.
body shot is a very good punch. Andrade, though, a little bit busier here in the second round, and Bryant not quite as busy in the second round. There was one from the parking lot. Let's go back to the first round. At the end of the first round, we'll see if we can see where that cut was open. And that cut is getting no better.
I think you're going to see the heads come together. Let's see.
Oh, that might be it right there, a headbutt. And there you can see the cut. So it was caused by a headbutt. Now, I don't know if the official ruled that it was caused by a headbutt.
Yeah, that we're going to have to find out. Okay, we just checked with the referee, Robert Velez. He told us accidental
headbutt.
So he called it correctly, which means if this fight is stopped, which I don't think it will be, but it would be, if it stopped before 4, we would call it a no decision.
Let's go, brother, let's go. Box.
This is round 3. Bryant in the blue, Andrade in the green. There was a left hand by Andrade, and I think that got Bryant's attention. Bryant comes back with a left hand of his own. Let's go to Chuck Giampa for just a moment. Chuck, that was ruled an accidental headbutt. Is that the way you saw it too?
Yes, that's the way I saw it, and because the referee called it an accidental headbutt, if the fight naturally is stopped before 4 completed rounds, it would be a technical decision or technical draw. If it goes beyond that, then it would go to scorecards.
All right, Chuck, thanks very much. As we said, Chuck will be with us all night long. Any kind of controversy, we'll have his scorecard, see how it compares with the official scoring here. This guy's been around a long time, knows what he's talking about. And I think Bryant's leg really buckled under him. But he appears to be okay. There's no knockdown involved. That was accidental on both parts.
Keep it clean,
I think the ref should have let him throw some punches while they were down there.
Yeah. Maybe a step over toe or something.
Right, let him go, let him go, step back.
Barry, for the last couple of rounds, Bryant has been fighting pretty much backing up. He'll stop and throw some shots, but Andrade's pushing him back now. And I don't know that Bryant, unless he lands a big shot like he just tried to, I don't know if that he can win this fight.
Right, step
Fighting,
back, stop punching.
moving backward.
Step back.
I would agree with that. I think he's got to come forward. That was his game plan, but sometimes it's not quite as easy to execute your game plan once you get in there.
Hold on, step back, step back.
Yeah, if Bryant can't get rid of Andrade in the beginning of this fight, he at least has to build up enough of a lead on the cards that if he does fade late, which could very well happen, he can hold on for the win.
Another combination right there by Bryant, but again, this could become a numbers game. Good right hand, and that did get Andrade's attention. His legs wobbled with that one. And another one, and now Andrade is in trouble. Another right hand by Bryant, and another one. And Andrade up against the ropes in big trouble. Another right hand. And Velez is going to stop the fight. Bryant's going to win the fight.
That is an extreme shocker.
And I'll tell you what, I think it was well stopped, and I didn't see Andrade defending himself or throwing any punches.
You know, Bat, I disagree a little bit with you because it's Andrade. That's the only reason I say it. Any other fighter, but I think the referee has to know the fighter. By the way, this is a very inexperienced referee from El Paso. Up until tonight, I believe he had only worked 4- and 6-round fights. I thought it was a little quick. I understand what you're saying. Those shots were huge.
Well, the reason I say that, huge and unanswered, but your point is well taken.
But you know what? To your point, when a fighter gets hit with shots that are so clean and so concussive, it sort of forces the referee's hands.
Let's take another look at it. And Bryant, needless to say, a happy guy, and he finished when he needed to finish. There was that first right hand, and that wobbled the knees.
We talk about fighters' knees buckling, his eyes buckled.
And another one to the top of the head. You can hear the crowd here reacting. This is the same sequence we just saw.
Well, Andrade almost just tilted over from the power of those shots.
And then he backed up into the ropes. And here's the end. A right hand there. He did have his hands up, I will say that, which makes your point well taken.
Well, that last shot was, I think, what convinced the referee.
I mean, Andrade, you can make a case for the fact that he wasn't able to defend himself. His hands were at his side for the last 2 punches. I think it's arguable.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I just think because it's Andrade, that's my only point. Well, we saw Alfonso Lopez on a previous show, Extreme Card, get beat, the kid from Texas,
right,
who had fought Kelly Pavlik, and now we have another major upset. And Andrade, I hate to say it because I root for the kid, but that 4th title shot doesn't look like it's coming.
Yeah, no, not now. And meantime, Bryant is a thing to think about. Let's go to the center of the ring, make an official with Jimmy Lennon.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 2 minutes, 19 seconds in round number 3. A referee in charge, Robert Velez, stops the contest. He is the winner by way of technical knockout, Rowland Bryant.
So Bryant said he was going to try to get him out of there early, and sure enough, he got him out of there early. Cut him early in the fight. That certainly was a factor. But there was no doubt about who the stronger of the two was, without question. I do think you could make an argument for perhaps the fight was stopped a little bit prematurely. I don't think it was, but again, I yield to my partner.
Well, Barry, big picture here, it's not only about Andrade maybe blowing that 4th title shot, it's about Rowland Bryant, who's a complete unknown coming into this fight. And because of the way he beat Andrade and the way he fights, I think fans want to see him again.
Yeah, and again, he still hasn't been past 6 rounds, but I mean, there's no question about the power, especially in his right hand, and he scored quite a lot with his left hand too. And then you have to wonder also how much was the cut a factor in what Andrade was able to do. Well, we still got a lot more great boxing action coming your way from Showtime Sports. Showbox, the new generation, coming back next Friday, April 27th. We got a triple header. Undefeated prospect. Well, this is still to come tonight, of course, at 9:30. Morrison Morel and Moreno and De La Mora. That's at 9:30 on Showtime tonight. And then Showbox, we talked about that April 27th, and again on May 11th. I know you like Thomas Oosthuizen a lot.